Welcome everybody to the Tasmanian Hockey Centre for the 2020 SATIS Grand Finals. I'll be your commentator Keegan, Popowski, guiding you through all the action. Joining me in the commentary box is Northwest Grads and Waverley Hockey Club Premier League player and GYC alumni George Wilkinson. Welcome to you.
Thanks, Keys. It's good to be here on a nice chilly day in Hobart for two fantastic games of the independent schools hockey. At midday today we've got the girls final between St Mary's College and Marist Regional College, and then at 1:30 it's the boys final between Guilford, Young College and Marist. Stick with us for the next 3 hours and make sure to share the stream to your friends and family so that they can also watch along.
Certainly right. Just a special thanks to Quoll Projects for providing the broadcast today, and to Hockey Tasmania as well for hosting the stream. We'll be back in a few minutes to preview the first game today, the girls' grand final between St Mary's and Marist. Scrap that, we're going to go straight into it. So welcome back. Let's have a look at the match-up today. So it's going to be a fantastic game between St Mary's and Marist. St Mary's have been champions for the last 4 years, and they'll be hoping to make like 5 in a row with a win today. Just realised we're playing George Hart. Marist have the one title back in 2014, and they'll be hoping to add a second to the trophy cabinet.
About to get underway here. Umpires just going through the final little checks, making sure the keeper's good to go. Straight into the first whistle.
St Mary's have the pushback today, and we'll just go through the umpires quickly. Molly McPherson, the girls, and Casey Quentin for the Northwest. Bit of drive here early.
Ellie McDonald looking to push the ball forward early. It's all over, but looking to make an interesting play going forward. Charlotte Vandenberg over the ball at the moment should be one to watch going forward. There's also been involved in from what we hear at the draft combine, has been selected to go over the mainland and go at that. So she'll have a few fitness testing and skills testing going forward, and hoping to maybe give her a crack at getting drafted.
Charlotte there on the ball, going back. Another one to watch out for is Mia Leary in the midfield there, actually just picking up the 3 minutes. So she's the one with the long sleeve top there as well. Going on the left side, we've got a Miles player there in front of her. Bring it back in.
Marist will look to capitalise early here and get some force for a bit of pressure.
Zane Jackson, who's another one who they should keep an eye on today. Gets on the weekend, gets in range, gets through to the grand final in an easy win over West Denford, so getting on here as well.
Marist will on the sideline here, look to try and get some early attacking opportunities. He's getting a nice sort of breakaway here. Forward, we look to slow the play down, get some numbers forward.
We might go through the teams quickly here whilst we leave with the break. So for St Mary's College, coach Matty Curtis, being the Premier League player, manager is Simon Eade, and from the top we've got Angela Grand, who's captain, vice captain Ellie McDonald, Emma Fenner, Emily Cox, Lucy Eade, Jessica Stevens in goals, Meg Cornelli, Georgia Alones, Holly Teal, Emily Sheen, Eve Solakidis, Lily Nilsson, Phoebe Teal, Harriet Kelly, Sienna Sinclair and Grace Campbell.
Mary's just winning a nice little early corner here to start off the game. Just coming off the foot there, and will hopefully look to take an early advantage in the first half here.
Just to sort of, it looks like we've just gone no trapper and Ellie McDonald just from the top. And just to see if they do a variation.
Good push. Ellie McDonald taking a strike.
We're going nearby now.
And there it is. 1-0 to St Mary's in the first half. Good goal there from one of the young strikers. Obviously putting a little bit of scoreboard pressure on early. Marist will look to take an opportunity off the pushback here and get back into the game. Going through the Marist lineup now, as they take the ball forward. They've got co-captain Charlotte Vanderberg, another co-captain in Mia Leary, Emma Spinks, Abby Wilson, Lucy Vandenberg, Macy Wolf, Bridget Murphy, Abby Henderson, Gabrielle Spinks, Mia Wells, Zayna Jackson, Madison Clark, Holly Bakes Lynch, and goalkeeper Ruby Richardson.
And then, of course, coached by Amanda Johnson and their manager, Wilkinson.
St Mary's looking to outlet the ball here, transition from defence to offence. Just move out there. Marist to bring the ball back in.
Interesting uniform. I was hoping one of the teams would have had a little bit different colour here, but
Makes it hard to pick out a teammate. Not the greatest of conditions for today's game. A little bit fresh out there, and we had a little bit of rain earlier in the day.
yeah, this morning when I woke up it was absolutely very heavy. I didn't even think it was going to be on. It didn't last too long, so it was good. So hopefully it will stay low. Hopefully the sun comes out. Hopefully there's nice things and beautiful weather from the northwest coast down there.
Great little crowd through there.
Zayna Jackson there, looking good forward to the break rounds, that'll be good.
Just to keep it out of the attacking circle. Marist will want to take a little bit of time getting this ball into the circle and hopefully capitalise. St Mary's will bring the ball back in for 16. St Mary's, you'd think, be pretty confident coming off the back of 4 straight, Keegan.
Yeah, certainly, and obviously it'll be interesting to see how Marist go. They're yet to win one, but if they're going to do it, this might be the year to do it with a number of quality players there. Obviously, Charlotte there at the back, Zayna in the middle with Mia, and then the other one to look out for is obviously Maddie Clark, who also plays for City Mariners there. So they've got a fair bit of depth there. Anyone from St Mary's who sticks out for you in this game?
I think Ellie McDonald obviously is going to look to want to control the play. An IHA Premier League player, and one that's definitely coming through the ranks at the moment. They also do have Jess Stevens in the net, who, from what I've been reading, this is the second leading goals. So a good opportunity for her today just to keep the ball out. Play obviously with her dad Tim Stevens, one of the many enforcers in the Premier League days.
It's good there, we're just still an overhead there by Zayna. It'll be interesting to see if that continues. Intercepted there by Lucy Eade, who is another Premier League player there, another one to watch for St Mary's. Doing a great job there to keep the ball out of 50. Another one to watch is Hands on the Grange. That's how you pronounce it, sorry, but yeah, a lot of pace there up front. So interesting to see how that one goes. Through the middle here, Marist got the ball out wide.
To get into the circle with a fair bit of pace. Marist will look to put this one away and bring the scores back to 1-1.
I imagine we'll be going up to Charlotte here. I wonder if she'll pull out a drag flick. By the way, I imagine Charlotte quite good for her as well.
No trapper at the moment.
Well, she's got Mia on the left and Zayna on the right side. So it's going to be interesting. Either side variation is going to be on here. Both quality players. It's going to be important that if they do break down, on the variation to the left. Almost.
Good variation. Just saved off the line there from Jess Stevens. Charlotte looking to bring the ball back in. Another good save there from Stevens. And McDonald getting the ball out wide. Marist keep it in. You can see there is that rain just starting to trickle down now. Charlotte taking the ball in inside the 25. And another little goal shot from Marist. Marist have had a nice little build-up play here for the last 5 minutes. Mary's looking forward to getting back into the game.
I think it's going to be really important. Those last few chances that we've had is they're taking the free hits very quickly. Like obviously, St Mary's have got a fair bit of, a lot of quality players there at the back. So if they can take the ball really quickly and get in behind, I think they'll have their best opportunity to get some cracking opportunities.
Oh, great little ball through there. Lucky just to not stick the trap.
Intercepted again there by Marist, coming down the right side. Try to get infield there to taking it quickly again. They need a lead down that right side. No one's there. Intercepted. Looks to be Lucy Eade again. Pressure there by Mia. Lucy finds the foot. I think that was Anna there as well. Another player to watch.
Probably one of the quicker players on the field today from what I've heard. So we're looking to see a bit of her pace going forward.
Marist ball on the side there. Got Eve Solikitis there just in front on the 5. Interesting to see how that goes in the press. A lot of pressure there, no doubt.
She's trying to work the ball out of defence, getting it turned over there, and St Mary's now having an opportunity to go forward, get that free hit just outside the 25. With Fenner looking to put it in. Just. Marist looking to outlet here. Not too many players forward. Starting to trickle forward, and an overhead we're seeing here, which will run through.
Run here.
And they've made it through. Jess Stevens to make a save there and just put it over the sideline.
Expect to see a few more overheads there by Charlotte. She's still on the lead from Zana, so I'd like to get the ball forward quite quickly and get into space in behind. Zana here's really middle quickly.
And we have Fenner breaking away. Going to use a little bit of that pace.
Great tackle there by Marist.
And McDonald knocking up at the back here. Just looking for a teammate in Fenner. That's the free hit.
Charlotte, obviously they're very solid in the back lines. Mia through the centre. She's got wide runners there in the centre as well. Great pressure there from the St Mary's player, but they do find the foot.
Which is good, just like the play. They'll get a few numbers forward here.
There's a bit of space here on the right for the game to come out.
Marist looking to transfer the ball around, does get intercepted there from
Solikitis. Down the right side, slips
the
it in.
ball in. Lee McDonald mocking up at the back there again. And McDonald auto playing it early and a good overlapping run there from the right half. Will look to take it on down the back line there. A nice little tackle to force a long corner. St Mary's just up 1-0 here in the early stages of the first half. Still plenty of hockey to play. Maddie Curtis, coach, will be pretty happy with the way that her team's performing, I would imagine.
Marist will want to take these free hits pretty quickly. Like a lot of space there for me to run into, but if they're going to let Ellie and those girls get back, it's going to be a little bit hard for them to break those lines. Charlotte, take that quickly.
Ooh, just not being 5 there.
Got to do that a bit more often. I think there's no reason to.
Great trap on the sideline there, and they're looking to get forward here with a bit of pace. Great ball again, finds Leary. Just coming into the attacking 50 here. Bouncy ball into the circle, just gets cleared away there from St Mary's. Marist looking to bring it back in. Great tackle down the back there from Lucy E by the looks. Just found a foot on its way through.
Coming in quite quickly.
Vandenberg,
Stick on the
huge
ground.
hit coming through. Unlucky not to find a teammate with that one.
Opportunity here for Marist to press up really high here. I wouldn't let it go across to Lucy Eade. I'd be keeping on the sideline if I was them. Leary has pushed across. Great ball down the line. Great work.
And here we have Fenner coming away with that pace that we spoke about a little bit earlier. Vandenberg coming in for the tackle, but just a little bit too quick. And a back stick coming in there. Good save by the keeper. Ellie McDonald looking to push it through into the circle. And just unlucky to hit a foot on the way through there. Marist be looking to keep this one out.
Last time Mia ran this one out pretty hard, but I think it's going to be important for St Mary's to make sure they push it out pretty quickly, because Mia is quite quick on that first runner. It does look like she's gone back to the halfway line for this one, so I imagine it might be Zayna who's running one for this one. Looks like it's going to go to Lucy Eade at the top. Again, she's got two great options on either side. She's got Ellie on the left and Fenner on her right, so I would almost imagine a one left here if it doesn't come out quick enough.
Goes out to the top. It is a one left. McDonald with the shot. Great save from the Marist keeper. Long corner from St Mary's here. McDonald does have Fenner in the corner there. Looks to use her, but gets told to bring the free hit a little bit more central.
Lucy Eade's on the left here. Good option with the line.
Uses it. Just unlucky not to find a teammate with that pass, but St Mary's looking to get back on top here.
Looking for me here, but
calling for an overhead by the looks of things. Does send one, and it gets through. Here we go. Marist trying to go forward. Mopped up well by St Mary's at the back. A huge interception there. She can find her right winger. Opts to go different route. Great ball as well.
Overhead option seems to be working pretty well there for Marist.
Absolutely. I think Marist look like they're attacking really, really well in the counter-attack. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Mary Curtis does something to try and stop that in the second half, because they look pretty dangerous going forward.
The great press there by Marist at the moment. It looks like they are trying to, whether intentionally or not, they are splitting that once Lucy Eade does pass it wide. And then they're cutting up their options up the line, and so just then you sort of forced St Mary's to send it back. Marist are able to send it back quite easily. Leary's on the ball here.
Great ball into the circle, just trying to find a teammate.
Space there for us to go at him.
The advantage there. Just get a free hit outside the circle. So Marist now with a fair bit of sustained attacking pressure will obviously want to capitalise here and get one back on the board.
If I'm Marist here, I'm pushing the left half up a little bit higher so that it drags their player out a little bit wider, so Charlotte's got more space to come up, because I'd like to see her sending these balls into the circle. And she's got a great spot there, so 16.
Been a pretty even match so far. I think both teams have had their fair share of chances.
See what happens here. So right side's on if I can get it there.
Very high press here from Marist.
So we can't let it
Split the gap. Vandenberg just impeding it a little bit.
It's
was.
That's pretty lucky there. So Marist don't want them to come infield, but they were coming into Mia Leary and Zane Jackson, who are two of Marist's stronger players. So if they want to do that, they can do it. I'm sure Marist are happy for them to try and take on two of their better players. Charlotte up the left side.
Great ball, and it'll probably hold up down there. It's a little bit wet.
A little bit of support players coming through from Marist. Takes it on the baseline. Good call there by Wallen Porcelain. Almost at the T spot. Mia Leary's going to take this one.
The up-and-coming umpires in the league.
Yeah, she's doing a fair bit of Premier League at the moment and doing a great job. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes over the next few years.
Good drag.
If I was me, I'd take it very quickly. I wouldn't let Ellie come into that. She's backed off quick enough, which is good. Great work there by Marist. I think what the Marist strikers are going to forward to do is just expect that crash ball to come in. They just need to make sure that they're sticking the ground and expect that, once Mia has, taken on those one or two players, she's just going to be sending it into the circle. So, might not be coming straight to them or flat, but they've got to be ready for it. Great ball into the centre there to Charlotte.
Looking to go forward, a little crash ball through. Marist probably been a little bit unlucky not to have a few more chances. They've had the majority of the play going forward.
Zane is on the left side. Great skills there by Zane. Again, mentioned earlier, she was pivotal in there. Saturday's win against West Devonport. So they've gone through to the grand final after next week, which will be good. Lucy Reid to take this 16.
So right to the right half, they look to get away through here.
I know Lucy Reid can over here, so I'd be interested to see if Marist does squeeze their press even tighter, if she does to use that option as well.
Yeah, Leary just turning the ball over there and now giving Marist a chance to go forward. Lovely little 1-2 on the sideline there.
Again, this is what I'm talking about here with their set up at the back. If this fullback is really deep, comes out wide, it forces Titus to give Charlotte more space, and they're able to get around the back a little bit. But because they're set up the way they are, St Mary can clog all the space there a lot easier.
St Mary's just trying to take the quick free hit there, which I think is probably a good move. Just not allowing the defence to get set. Ellie McDonald pushing the ball out wide. Unlucky just to not find a teammate there. And this will be a Marist ball on the sideline, so they'll probably want to take this pretty quickly.
If I'm Marist and it's just outside the 25 there, I'm probably putting Charlotte on the ball and just getting her to crash ball that in.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to get Mia or one of those girls to try and work it in, get them in the circle, because we know they can score on those rebounds. That's a great ball there, but again, there's no one in the circle. It's interesting, we get these games where the ball, they have free hits outside, almost outside the circle sometimes, and they still don't have people in the circle, so it's going to be important to pass that down to Amanda to pass onto the team. But no doubt she'll be taking note of that, and we've got to get people onto those posts.
Nice little ball through. There's 3 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been pretty even all the way through. Probably say Marist just have the edge, Keegan, in terms of attacking opportunity.
Yeah,
obviously St Mary's still 1-0 up here, but yeah, they seem to have the majority of the play so far.
They'll come out after half-time pretty intense, I reckon, because they know that the ball went past the post a few times, and they'll have a fair few chances, so they'll come forward.
Great ball through there, just unlucky not to stick the trap. Marist just cleaning up there. This is a really tough position as a defence to try and get the ball out. It's right in the corner.
The last thing Marist will do is considering the game. Like you said, they have been, having a number of attacking opportunities, just haven't been able to capitalise. So, a 2-0 lead wouldn't be a fair representation of the game so far.
They're away here if they can get a ball to them, which they try to.
Sits there.
St Mary's ball going forward. Ellie McDonald over it. They're up there on the sideline.
Lucy coming through the centre. She's
Nice
opened
little
up a few times today. Just in case there's play there.
Unfortunately, doesn't get it, so it's a 16.
Not long left now, but Marist can just afford to.
Wouldn't mind to see an overhead here. There's plenty of space behind. St Mary's are up. They can recognise and get the ball through. They've got definitely a lot of leg speed. And here you go. Just chasing it down. St Mary's are able to work it out of defence here through Lucy E. Great save from the Marist keeper. Quite a few numbers in the circle, and Marist getting the free hit, and Vandenberg looking to take it pretty quickly.
That's a bit long now for the two half-time sign. Playing almost accepts there. Ellie McDonald coming through the centre.
Great.
Great
that
shave
was quite
tackle
clean,
there
yeah.
by Mia Leary, but great call there by Casey. Doing a great job this year as well in Premier League. A few games. Great tackle.
Emma Fennell just looking to try and break a few lines through there. Gets the ball now in the circle. And Marist are able just to get a little bit of respite. Crash ball into the circle, and Marist are able to put it away over the sideline.
And that is half time. As we said earlier, it is a exciting match so far. Marist have had plenty of opportunities. St Mary's obviously doing a better job at capitalising on those opportunities going forward. That goal did come from a penalty corner. Marist have had their share of penalty corners, or just the one as well. What have you taken from the match so far?
I think, definitely Marist have had what seems to be the majority of attacking play. Like to probably see Charlotte Vandenberg go forward a little bit more and try and play a little bit more of a role in their attacking. She's been mopping up everywhere at defence, so just trying to give them a few more options, I guess, going forward. And maybe just trying to get a few more strikers into the circle so that she's got a few targets to work from. I think the Marist midfield through Leary and Zayna have been breaking lines, so obviously St Mary's will want to try and combat that and slow them down and break it down early. But yeah, I think the Marist definitely have got the work to do in the second half now.
Yeah, and Maddie Clark's another one who's been giving Marist a fair bit of drive there. Had some good runs there early as well. What do you think that Maddie Curtis is saying to her team now?
I think obviously it's going to be a great first half. They've got the scoreboard pressure, but there's still a lot of hockey to play and a lot of work to do going forward. Should obviously be pretty happy with her goalkeeper, Jess Stevens. Again, only her second season in the net, but she's made quite a few crucial saves early on.
Interesting, we mentioned it earlier, St Mary's are going, I think it's 4 years in a row now.
Yeah, so they've won 4, and if they win this, it'll probably be 5 on the trot, so pretty impressive last couple of years for them. They've obviously had a pretty good run with a lot of talented players coming through.
It's interesting, the only other school that's done that since 2000, that is Hutchins in the boys. It's obviously a year after my year when we lost. We didn't even make the state final, lost to Friends. But were you ever in the state final?
Yeah, unfortunately, two of my years actually, we were responsible for Hutchins winning. But so bit of a sour topic, but we're happy to let it slide.
Yeah. Later on today, we've got the boys match, which is between Guilford Young College and Marist again. So Marist has brought 2 teams down from Burnie. You're a GYC boy yourself. Looking forward to that one? Yeah,
obviously a few years since I've graduated, but there's still quite a few players that I'm playing with at the moment in Yamato O'Keefe and Angus Cooper, both instrumental pieces of both our reserves and Premier League side. And I think today they've got their work cut out for them with a quality Marist outlook. Yeah.
Just before we get into the second half, we might go over these team lists again. We rushed it a little bit earlier. So for St Mary's College, the coach is Maddie Curtis, a Canterbury Premier League player, and the manager is Simon Eade. From the top, we've got the captain, Anza Lagrange. Vice captain is Ellie McDonald, Emma Fenner, Emily Cox, Lucy Eade, who's playing down back, Jess Stevens in goals. Georgia obviously pointed out that it is her second year there, doing a great job so far. Meg Pinelli, apologies, Georgia Alomes, Holly Teal, Emily Sheen, Eve Solakaitis up front there on the press, Lily Nielsen, Phoebe Teal, Harriet Kelly, Sienna Sinclair, and Grace Campbell. And who we got for Marist?
Marist coached by Amanda Johnson, and obviously their two key players are number 1 Charlotte Vandenberg, co-captain, and Mia Leary, co-captain as well, followed by Emma Spinks, Abby Wilson, Lucy Vandenberg, Macy Wolfe, Bridget Murfitt, Abby Henderson, Gabrielle Spinks, Mia Wells, Zayna Jackson, Madison Clark, Holly Banks Lynch, and goalkeeper Ruby Richardson, and managed by Grant Sims.
Sounds good. And obviously I just want to, again, special thanks to Quoll Projects for providing the broadcast today, and to Hockey Tasmania for hosting the stream. Yeah. So the girls are just coming out now. Looks like it's going to be, should be Marist with the pushback for the second half. Again, we've also got Casey Ponting umpiring on the supporter side, and Molly McCausland on the scoreboard side. So up for a very exciting second half.
Yeah, I think Marist obviously probably want to come out pretty strong in this second half and try and get an early goal to put them back in the game. They've had the majority of attacking play, so just wanting to capitalise going through the circle.
I would expect Mia to almost play on here. Let's see what she does. Zaina's in centre half. Didn't get a chance to actually see where they'll position those. That's good. Going out wide to the right half. Finds a foot there. Well done. Now should get their strikers up a little bit higher, stretch out the St Mary's players. Step forward.
On the foot there, so they're just getting a free hit in the attacking 50. Want to try and get Vandenberg up, I would presume here, Keegan.
Yeah, I'd be sending that fullback more central, so Charlotte can come a little bit wider. Charlotte should be on here, but Leah's gone the other way.
Great ball into the circle, finds a striker. Two great saves from keeper Jess Stevens.
That was excellent, and that's what we were talking about in that first half. Like, Mia's going to beat those 1-2 players, and she's going to send those crash balls in, and as you saw, Marist are in those spots, and they've got their stick down, and so that would have been one of the key things that Amanda would have spoken about it at halftime, and they've clearly taken that on.
Yeah, I think Jess Stevens there made 3 saves, so awesome effort for her second season in the net. And Marist obviously going to hope to try and work this one in and put them back on level terms. Just waiting for St Mary's to get set.
Push out there. Charlotte obviously at the top. It's going to go left
One
from
left.
again. Find the foot.
Great save again. And St Mary's are able to work it out.
Yeah, very well done there by Ellen McDonald there. It looked like she was the left post to pick that one up and send it wide. Zayna plays on very quickly on the right side. Great pick there by Ellen McDonald.
Great tackle. Mia Leary trying to force something and working another corner here. So Marist again having a lot of the play early. We want to try and put this one away. Quite a good variation from their first corner. First runners were out pretty quick, so just a shift at one left might make them think a little bit more this time.
I'm going to call it a one right to Zayna here, I think. They've gone left to Mia twice now, even though it's almost worked both times. I reckon their second run will be almost going straight out to Mia.
Good push. Goes one right. Keegan's caught it well. Good drag in. And another corner forced.
I do think they're injecting it out quick enough for Charlotte to have that
Straight
hit
here.
herself.
Yep.
We know she can overhead, so I'd almost back her to have a flick option as well. Really test those postmen, see how they go.
Definitely. I think St Mary's are working. They've got a pretty good PCD at the moment. Want to try and break through.
Another great push out. Let's see what she does here.
A lot of time here.
Another
Goes
one
right. Tries to go back in, and there it is, the second goal from Leary.
Got a game on our hands.
Back to 1-1 now, so St Mary's obviously going to try and get back into the game here. Marist had, by the looks of things, the first 4 minutes of play.
St Mary's, I'd look to see Lucy E get back to her overlapping again from St Mary's. Just going to get the ball up the other end, because when they're pressing the other team, that's when they're looking most dangerous.
And some pace here from number 68 from St Mary's, looking to try and work it around the back, and a pretty good tackle there. And as we can see, Marist looking to take it out pretty quickly out of defence and transition forward into attack. Good pass forward.
Lucy E picks that one off.
Great tackle.
Just sense a little bit more urgency from St Mary's. I think they're a little bit complacent there with their 1-goal lead, but you know, all of a sudden they're a lot more attacking, and it's all up here all of a sudden. Molly McCaution just calling them back, maybe just outside the 25.
McDonald looked to maybe crush ball this one in. They've got a few numbers in the circle, but not too many. Looking around the back.
Great.
Emma Fenner there, just having a little shot, which goes wide, unfortunately. And then we've got Vandenberg to bring it back. Again, I think the overhead would work here. And Marist are away.
Well, hold up there by Lucy E there. A little sneaky push away, gives them time to set it up. That was really well done there, because there's a fair bit of space there for Marist, and if they got that pass off to Mia, I reckon she's probably one of the quickest girls out there. So it would have been quite dangerous.
Nice little crash ball going forward there. Unfortunately, unable to pick up a teammate, and St Mary's will look to bring this one back in. Quite a high press from Marist here, hoping that it doesn't go right. Picks out McDonald in the midfield. Marist just unlucky.
If St Mary's are quick here, they can get it out to their right half.
Looking for it. Goes there.
Those passes, they need to take them a little bit quicker. They've got to get up the line. Ellen Clancy on the side, Zayna sweating on that one. Wants to get up the line, finds the play there eventually. A lucky touch there by Ellie, because that was going straight to Mia, and she would have been off. Got the ball.
Going forward, finds Leary.
What I like about Mia is she does take on those 1 or 2 players, but she always looks to pass after that. I think you'll find that with a lot of the juniors, they don't quite know when to pass.
Get the head down, and here's the overhead play. It's going into the circle.
Good call there by
Good
Casey.
call, yeah.
Especially when some of the juniors probably aren't too confident with the overhead rules, to just call it before it even gets there.
Stop the danger. Femma looking to use the pace here. She's brought the ball out from the defensive 25 all the way into the attacking circle. Good ball across. What a great save from the Marist keeper there.
There's Ruby Richardson there in goal, so doing a great job so far.
Emma Fenner just took the ball about 50 metres there. Just using her pace, which obviously has been pretty instrumental in getting the ball forward.
All the way out to the right half, but the left wing there from Marist is there to make the tackle. Not really much on up the line. She's got Mia in the field.
And she would chase it down, but not a bad effort to get there.
A little fun fact, Mia does a little bit of goalkeeping as well for South Gurney, I believe. I think it might be Div 2 or Div 3, so sort of a versatile player. Good press here by Marist. They've still gone back and found Lucy Edel. We don't know where her left half is though. But there it is.
Finds Fenner. Good ball down the line.
Big tackle there by SATIS.
Marist able to now get the chance to work it out of defence. So Mary's only the 2 back at the moment, so if Vandenberg could throw an overhead. They've got a lot of space in that attacking forward line. Unlucky just not to stick the trap. Give St Mary's a chance to bring the ball out of defence. Marist again with quite a high press.
If I'm Marist as well, I'm straight away splitting this. I don't want to go back to Lucy Eade. I'd back my defenders down the line to be marking tight, and looks like they've done that here.
Again, the rain just starting to trickle down here. Good interception there from Zayna by the looks of things. Oh, just a free hit outside here for Marist. Again, probably have had the majority of play going forward.
That's what I want to see from Charlotte there, is to be able to get up a little bit higher so she can put those balls into the circle, because all of a sudden you do have Mia and that in the circle, rather than Mia being the one to make the pass. Good drive there by the Marist along the left baseline. Charlotte's going to knock this up a little play.
She does have a player coming in quite quickly.
Give it a go, run over.
Yeah, and a quick little auto play here. Unlucky to not find a teammate. Good tackle. As we were saying before, Vandenberg hopefully heading off to the Combine later in the year for AFL, so it's a good achievement for her, and all the best with maybe another Tasmanian draft prospect.
She's certainly very tall, and I think she's been playing for Wynyard actually this year, correct me if I'm wrong, but had a great sense in footy field as well. Rain's starting to come down there. Certainly feel sorry for the players and the umpires out there. Ellie McDonald plays on very quickly, sends it in, but intercepted there by Marist. This left wing from Marist has been making quite a few tackles there.
McDonald, a little back stick in, unable to find someone on the back post there. And what we can see is just the GYC boys looking to get onto their warm-up. They'll be looking to be pretty impressive this afternoon. Hopefully go from Southern champs to state champs.
Oh, hopefully not. I'm really going for Marist as a Northwest person myself, but hopefully it'll be a really good game. A few guys to watch out there for Keegan Johnson from Marist. Over 16's Australian team, so he'd be fun to watch.
Did also score all 5 of Marist goals in their state final against Scotch Oakburn last week.
Do we know who Marist played for the girls to get into this game? Okay. They have been undefeated in the past 3 seasons, so I don't think we've got it. Anyway, down the right side, Mia Leary, she only got Ellie McDonald to beat. We're all held up there. That's great by Ellie. Lucy Eade was dropping in there back. Well done by Marist to take it really quickly.
Great little ball across and forces the corner.
Interesting. Again, we talked about Marist PCs a few times. They've gone left twice and right twice. And I'd really just like to see Charlotte get the ball going towards goals. Again, she can flick the ball, so...
Make the keeper make a save.
Yeah, that's it. I'd be testing their postman. Obviously not flicking it at them, but make them have to make that save. We'll see what they do.
Marist will probably want to get Year 9 student Gabby Spinks into the game. She's been one of the leading goal scorers for Marist. That's a great, well-worked corner to Leary, and it puts Marist up 2-1.
They've done that variation twice before that, and it's almost worked. But obviously, Jessica Stevens making some great saves the first 2 times. But that time it paid off in Mia as their second goal.
And Keegan St Mary's now under the pump for the first time this game after scoring the first goal. Any tips on what they can do to hopefully turn their luck around?
I think I'd like to see Lucy Eade push up a little bit more. They've got a lot of great ball runners, Emma Fenner and Angela Grange, but I'd like to see her overlap a little bit more and get those more skilled players in the circle so they're receiving the ball in the circle as well. I think that'll give them a great shot to score here in the second half.
Lee McDonald with a good ball into the circle. Just gets pulled up for apparently not running the ball 5 yards. It would have been pretty close. Might have to get the tape measure out for that one.
I'll back Molly to make that call. Well done. Charlotte to take us down the left. I'm assuming she's just going to get it out of there. She goes infield, finds Mia, drags around Ellie McDonald, and she's down the left side. Got a right half. Great
ball overlap. And we'll look to go forward again here. And St Mary's just mopping up at the back. They do roll it over in the second half with a great ball into the circle now. The shot, great save from Stevens, and unfortunately for St Mary's just taking a little touch off the foot, and Marist earning a penalty corner. 11 minutes to go here in the second half. Marist have been pretty dominant again, I would probably say, having the majority of play.
You'd almost go one left again, wouldn't you? Like that has
especially
worked.
If it's worked.
Yeah,
Does St Mary's change anything from a defensive standpoint? Do they run somebody straight out there?
Yeah, I'd be running my second runner more towards Mia's side, and like if they are going to pass.
They don't. They run a 1-3. It looks like.
I'm not too sure.
They go the other way.
Dana went in there, almost looked like she was going in for a deflection there from Charlotte.
Vandenberg yet to have a straight hit from the top, which is what we would probably both like to see up here in the box.
Again.
Good injection. Goes left. Great save from Stevens. Unlucky just to get the foot. They're going to look to take this quickly. Fenner finds the ball out to the right half.
Well pointed out by Charlotte there. The St Mary's player is taking that free hit outside the circle with the mask on, so it probably almost should have been a Marist free hit. I would have thought out with that at the start of the year, but
it's always a little tricky one.
Bit of a technical one, and Marist got the ball back anyway. Ball doesn't lie, so.
St Mary's here with a 16. We're going to look to transfer and go out the other side.
From St Mary's, that player needs to be up a little bit higher, so they a bit more attacking option.
Great press from Leary here, and they're really putting the burners on. But St Mary's able to work it out through the right side. They've got the ball, so the advantage is played. Vandenberg comes over to make a tackle.
Knocked up there by Marist. Down to Charlotte again. She's got an option on the line here if she comes across. Lucy picks it off though.
Great tackle. And wins the free hit there. And they'll probably get Vandenberg over the ball here just to slow it down. They've got no rush going forward.
We've got about 8 minutes so far.
And there's the overhead. It makes it through all the parties. St Mary's ball there. Still quite wet here at the THC today. A little bit of rain. The rain seems to be holding up for the moment, but there are quite a few dark clouds around.
Well held up there by Marist. Rather, stop it there than let him get in behind. And McDonald on the ball. We're going to look to take it herself a little bit. Got Elena Jackson on her.
Good little dribble.
Miss.
Wins it back. We'll probably look to find someone going forward. Finds Fenner. Got an overlapping right half here. Chooses to go inside. And St Mary's come out on top with a free hit. About 10 yards back of the attacking 25. McDonald will look to go forward, you would think.
Just here, I think St Mary's can afford to get players on the post now because the ball goes in there.
Great ball forward, unlucky not to pick out a teammate. And Fenner just using that pace and coming all the way back through to make a defensive stop.
Ellie takes it quickly, intercepted there by Marist. Great, puts it out in front of her right wing, but picked off by St Mary's. Pass it back to Lucy Eade, who's having a great game so far. Got Ellie up the line.
And Marist will just unlucky Two-man obstruction was the call there.
St Mary's can afford to get their fullback up. There's no point having a deep defender here when they're one goal down in the state final. Zana goes forward, takes the free hit. Well done by her. And Charlotte's just saying, chill out a little bit. We've got the ball, got the goal lead.
7 minutes to go here in the second half, and Marist probably just want to try and close the game out. Leary just looking to go forward here, takes on one.
So we've got about 6 minutes left in the second half. Going to see a little bit more urgency from St Mary's. Going to probably see a few more hits straight down the guts from Lucy here.
Ellie McDonald working hard to get that ball. Great trap on the reverse and puts her teammate through.
Great hard running there by Zana Jackson to get back in behind. Beautiful right forward stick.
And bit of a tough challenge there. Interesting decision.
Big call there by Molly McCausland, but anyway, it gives St Mary's the ball here on the right side. Marist are going to have to quickly set up here. They don't want this game to go into overtime. Does it go to overtime in these ones?
I think potentially, well, I'm not 100% sure on the rules, but I think it may even go straight to shootouts.
Interesting. We'll get our technical team to find that out for us. Great intercept there by Marist, and they clear it out.
Then we'll look to take this one pretty quickly and use her pace to get into the circle. Jinx through into the circle now. Back stick comes across. Nothing in it as of yet. Great little save from Ruby Richardson in net. Ellie McDonald looking to bring it back in. Plays the ball 5 and a crush ball going forward. Just takes a deflection off Jackson's foot.
Again, I need to see someone on that post there for St Mary's. They've all got their sticks in the air, and if it goes past, they'll be thinking about it all year until next year if they lose this game. About
easiest goals to score, Keegs, on the back post.
It'd be awful if it happened to you in the grand final.
And they're looking to put the ball in. Marist get the ball out, finds Eid. Ball going into the circle now. Just tripling wide of the goal there. Again,
we just need to get St Mary's need to get people into those spots. It's already quite congested, but they're all sort of hanging around the top of the circle there. They don't need everyone there. I'd rather see someone on either side of the post, widen those goals.
Vandenberg looking to just put the ball forward, which is a smart move. If they've got somebody quick, they might be able to chase this down. It's going to be a Marist ball. And does keep it. Nothing in it as yet, and St Mary's able to work the ball out of defence and put the ball over the sideline. Good defence from St Mary's there. Jess Stevens getting called into play. Last 4 minutes. It's always a question whether St Mary's decide to take the keeper off and put an extra field player on, Keegan.
Interested to see what Maddie Curtis chooses to do there, but we know obviously Jess Stevens has been one of their best players this game, making a number of big saves. Great intercept there by the St Mary's players. They've got the extra number here if they can go quick enough. SATIS is there in the centre to see if they go there, but who knows what's going on there. Take this one reasonably quickly. Ellie McDonald's going to be on the ball. Again, there's no one really on that close post. And
looks to auto play and work the ball in. She's going to drive. Great tackle from Zana Jackson there.
Big call there by Molly McCausland. Zana just wants to get it out of there quite quickly.
Tries to find Leary. I'm not sure whose stick that's actually come off.
Back to Lucy with the ball in the centre. We're going to see more people in the circle there again for St Mary's.
Ooh. Another big tackle.
Just got to play the whistle.
Zana Jackson. I think the urgency from St Mary's has gone up a little notch here. I'm just working on for foot. Vandenberg coming over the ball just to slow it down. And as you can see, nobody in the attacking 25 for either team at the moment. So what we want to see here is maybe a little overhead going forward.
Great tackle there.
She's not 5.
Wasn't 5.
And she's given the green card as well. So St Mary's down to 10 for the last 2 minutes. They'll have one player to come on for 20 seconds.
If I'm St Mary's as well at this stage of the game, I'm probably going to put someone up in the circle. There's no need for us to...
St Mary's getting the free hit here, and they've committed quite a few numbers forward. They go out to the right. Good ball in. Good save from Ruby Richardson. McDonald here. Great ball in. Great save again. And Marist coming out with a free hit there.
Very excited. Marist yet to win. That's what we said earlier. So
yeah, they haven't won. I don't think for the last. They might not have won.
Bit of game awareness here by Charlotte. See if she finds Mia. Down that clock.
Great use of skill there, and wins the free hit. Marist surely looking to slow the clock down and just hold the ball.
Again, St Mary's have got no one. I've got one player over there forward 50. If they win the ball here, they don't have much time to get the ball forward, so they should just pop someone up in the spot. There's going to be another card, that's Fenner.
So St Mary's down to now 9 players with the last 57 seconds.
Taking a time on the ball.
And Marist having a big opportunity to go forward here. Unfortunately, doesn't quite go their way, but Zayna Jackson working the ball into the circle. Gets a little free hit on the outside. There'll be no rush to take this, you would think.
And that's it.
It's going to take a little bit for St Mary's to... And a corner being blown there, and that will probably be all she wrote. Marist with their first win since 2014.
They probably don't need to take this PC. I don't think it's
not going to have an impact on the...
They're going to opt to do it anyway. Great work by Marist to win the first SATIS girls grand final against St Mary and end their 4-year run, which is great because it leaves Hutchins with the only school since 2000 to win 5 in a row. So
you'd be happy with that, Keegs,
I'm pretty stoked.
Being an old boy, Hutchins old boy.
Yeah. So we'll see what option they do here. Maybe last PC of the game. We're finally going to see the Charlotte direct flick.
Here it comes. Goes left. It's the one that's worked, and it's saved off the line. That's a great save from the postie there.
Love that outcome because a 2-1 result is probably a fair representation of the game. And again, for me, I think Jess Stevens had an unbelievable game there.
Probably one of the contenders for best on ground today, I would have to say.
Right, so congratulations to the winner, Marist, on an excellent game. Came back from 1-0 down to win 2-1 against St Mary's. Do you have any highlights for the game?
I think obviously Marist have been pretty, I guess, well worked in the way that they did their PCA. They went left a few times and it seemed to work through Leary, scoring I think once or twice. And St Mary's were pretty. They had a good PCD. Jess Stevens had an absolute ripper in the net. Unfortunately, let 1 or 2 in, but those were goals that probably weren't going to be stopped by any keeper. So
great game, and I think St Mary's are going to be a team to watch again next year because they've got quite a young side there, and I'd imagine that most of them will be back next year. Marist, I think, will lose Charlotte. Hopefully, well, probably, I don't know, would you say hopefully, but like with her AFL combine coming up,
might get drafted, which would be exciting for, I think, one of probably the very first to be drafted out of Tasmania, I would imagine, to the AFLW.
Yes. But, you know, obviously we love the hockey players to stick around and play hockey, so either or, we wish her the best.
Just getting into the post-game celebrations, there'll be a presentation from hockey CEO Damien Smith, and that he will award the trophy to Marist by the looks of things. Again, another special thanks to our Quoll Projects for providing the broadcast today, and to Hockey Tasmania for hosting the stream. Getting away into the boys very, very shortly here. They are supposed to tee off at 3:30, I think, as our run sheet says. And that'll be another interesting contest, again going up against Marist.
Thanks for coming down. It's a great game. Really exciting game. It's gone a long way. So, really taking things up. Marist, congratulations, Marist, on joining. I've got members here from SATIS who would like to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Damien. First thing, I just thank all the spectators that have travelled today, and I think the girls will appreciate you putting your hands together for those that have watched you today. I'd like to just echo Damien's thoughts. The game's fantastic, really fantastically competitive game. And we've got a great to see the skills on display. We've got a lot to thank firstly the schools for the organisation, particularly the coaches, and maybe the girls will put your hands together for the coaches who put the type of effort in. Both have done a great job to make this game fine, and got all the other schools to get here, so well done. I'd particularly like to thank the sports coordinators for both schools for helping get today organised, and particularly Emma Johnson, who is the my SATIS rep, who's organised the whole day with all the venues, etc. and all the bookings. And particularly like to thank Hockey Tasmania who have our final here at the Premier venue stage for hockey. So I'd like to, with no further ado, invite Marist captain to come forward and collect the trophy for 2020.
Just got lots of things to say. Thank you so very, you should definitely have asked me. I've been in a few state finals. The first one I won, most of it's been good. It's taken 6 years, but I'm sure you will keep playing these girls again next year, and it'll be another very good match. Thanks to the Hockey Centre for having us. Big thanks to the school for having us down here, and SATIS for getting us to going up here we've had. And a very big thank you to Mrs. Johnson, who's the coach for 12 years, and I'll finish you.
Thanks.
And looking like a nice little tribute there from both sides, and hopefully the game will be played in a nice respectful manner. Just getting through the last little warm-up and then we'll get underway.
Last time Marist played in a state final was in 2017, led by Graydon Johnson, unfortunately going down to Hutchins. The Henry Chambers led Hutchins. I think they played that up north actually, so Marist are keen to get one back here. So it looks like Mike McDevitt's on the ball and we're about to get underway.
Yeah, GYC, obviously a pretty quality outlook, and they'll look to get some early scoreboard pressure. And we're finally underway here with an overhead from Nick Spandler going forward, and that'll go in the favour of Marist.
Braden Hine on that. It looks like it's actually going to be Hugh who's going to take that very quickly. Fortunately, they've got both the Coleraines on the same side of the field, so that's not going to be easy for us, but we'll have to quickly see what stick we're using.
Ian Johnson getting into the game nice and early, getting a nice little touch there, and being brought up for not being 5, one of the GYC defenders there. Looking to feed Johnson. I think that Marist will probably look to play through him all day, and it'll probably be pretty easy for GYC just to try and know that that's what they'll try to do.
Again, we talked about their outletting. We've got Harry Winch, Cooper and Gregson there at the back, so I don't think Marist will be able to do too much there to put too much pressure on them because they're all quality players. Cooper plays on.
Looking for a nice little crash ball into the circle, finding one of the Coleraines and just working it onto a foot. They've got the advantage through Rasmussen and a great finish to put GYC up 1-0. Goal scorer there, Tom Rasmussen.
Again, that was Chris Coleraine with the blue stick and the blue shoes. So,
Christmas is blue.
Christmas is blue. So yeah, we've got Marist with the push back now. Keenan's obviously at centre half. And we're looking to go forward here. I don't mind that. I think Marist are better off trying to press them and get their goals through their turnovers rather than trying to get it through build-up play. You can see GYC are really stretching them out. Keegan is on Spandler. There's a lot of space there, but Dwyer's going to pick that off in the middle. And
nice little ball forward from Marist here. Finds Johnson. A good little call there from Mark Kitchener, and Johnson's going to look to be aggressive here and try and get into the circle. Free hit just on the sideline there, finds one of his teammates and working it now into the circle. That's very well played. Unfortunate not to get a free hit there.
Certainly some quality players there, and I think Marist just did a really good example there of when they can take it really quickly. GYC, because they're stretching so far, they've got a lot of space there for Keegan to go forward quickly. Great ball up the line there.
Looks like the weather's holding out for the moment. We did have a lot of rain earlier in the day, but the heavens are looking like they're just holding up for the moment, but could see a little bit of water later on. Marist just getting a little interception here.
Just missing Sam there with that pass there, but work it back.
Working it out through Rasmussen to McDevitt, and they've got one of the Coleraine brothers down the line there. And Marist able to work it out of defence. Nice little tackle from Sam Coleraine.
Got Mike there if he wants to use Mike.
Tries to work it into the circle, and it'll be 16 for Marist.
Very similar to the girls' game. Fortunately, both the teams have similar coloured uniforms, so they don't like to make it
easy for us. It's a great little overhead out of defence there from
Hugh Dwyer.
Dwyer.
Going to try and keep it up here. Again, a lot of space there in the middle. I'd like to see Nick Spandler get the ball here because when he's breaking lines, he's very dangerous. He's having a great year for OHA there in the midfield as well.
Yeah, GYC have got quite a few Premier League players in their lineup, and we'll probably look to use each and every one of them going forward. As we can see, Johnson here taking on 3 or 4 players into the 25 now, still going forward all the way.
Well done.
Working a corner. So Keenan Johnson there pretty much picking the ball up on the defensive 25 and running the full length of the field.
I think that might have been Hugh who passed that to him initially, but Keenan didn't actually pick it up until the 50-yard line. And a big run, and he's beating a Coleraine, Finn Gregson. I think Kane had him on the left side as well. He was a quick player himself, so very well done there by Keegan to get all the way up. Looks like it's going to be Braden Hine to push this out. Great young player there. He'll push out.
Okay, trap, puts it on his back stick. Unfortunately, just goes a little bit over the crossbar.
Again, though, I'd like to see I'm back in Marist to get a few goals in this game, especially if they can, catch GYC a little bit lazy at times. Michael Devitt comes in through the centre. He's got Tom there if he can find him.
Puts it through to Angus Cooper, but a lovely little interception from one of the Marist players there.
Got Harry Winch out straight away, who can find Nick Spanley, but he's come out to Winchy.
Decides to use him. Use Spanler in the midfield, and they might look to transfer here. Sam Coleraine working it forward now to Shelton.
Great overlap there by
Kane Shelton.
Kane. A few of these boys were just playing in the under-18 grand final the other night as well.
And GYC putting another one in there through
Hugo
Alarm.
Quite a fair bit of hair going in this GYC team. They've all got long hair.
I hope they're sponsored by Head and Shoulders, because there's a lot going on there.
Push back there, Keenan Johnson. Looks like it's going to be Kane's ball on the side. If GYC is onto this, they can push Finn into the centre and get Harry Winch out wide, and Coops can actually get all the way up the park. So Harry Winch should be all the way out here.
Us getting the ball back.
There's a lot of space there. Finn wants to pop that over there. He's got Yammer.
Handler getting the ball in the midfield now, can look to go forward, and quite a good pass trying to find Hugo.
I don't mind that. A lot of patience there from GYC. Like Spandler's got a lot of space there to turn and hit those gaps to those strikers up front. Hugo Allen's already got one. A lot of space there. Great save there by the Marist keeper. Cleared by Dwyer there as well. Here comes Harry Winch.
Trying to find a pass. Finds Spandler now into the circle. And Kitchener just blowing a corner here. Great save from the Marist keeper.
GYC have quite the penalty corner attack.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they line up. I presume they'll run a double battery here with Winch off one and looking like Coleraine off the second. Harry Winch obviously pretty convincing with his flicking. He's scored a number of goals in both reserves and Premier League this season, so he'll look to probably get one in.
Spanler's a great injector, so it's very quick.
Comes out, Winch it goes to. Great save from the Marist keeper there off the line. GYC long corner here with Rasmussen to bring it back in.
That was Hamish Pinner, was the goalie for Marist with that good save.
Great defence from Marist there, just scrambling to get it out. And they're onto the attack here and just unlucky to lose the ball.
Good pressure there by these Marist strikers.
Tom Rasmussen very quick through the midfield.
Spanler wants to get it going quickly.
Auto plays. Just working a free hit on the dots there. McDevitt just trying to force it through. And Marist now
2-on-1 here.
A huge overlap from number 8 here.
We'll end up in there just to mock that up, send it down the line. Bit of a, I didn't actually see the infringement, but a bit of an all or nothing tackle there from Mike, but still a bit unlucky. Keegan Johnson on the ball, need to get someone on the post there.
And a great ball into the circle, just unlucky to not find a teammate.
First interchange, and they've already pulled off Cooper, and it looks to be Chris Coleraine, and on comes the first subs for GYC.
And Keegan, you were talking about the overhead before the game, and GYC have used it quite a fair bit in the first 5-10 minutes of the first half, and they find O'Keefe going forward here.
That's it, like they're going to have to pull their wings down a little bit deeper. Again, I don't think they're going to be putting too much pressure on their back four, so try and clog that space there. Great overhead there by Dwyer.
Be a 16 for GYC. Trying to find O'Keefe, works a free hit, probably just unlucky to not get that one. Winch mopping up at the back here, will try and force a free hit and does, and auto plays. Gets it to Spanler. Gets through, he's got quite a few players ahead of him. Looks for O'Keefe, and unfortunately just comes off the back of the stick there.
Expect you to throw this over again. Some sort of variation. Winch mopping that up, sends it to Spanler. Great ball skills there, finds Sam on the right side. Pressure there from Braden Hine. Great young tackler.
Keegan Johnson just trying to look to get the ball out of defence and gets turned over. Great tackle from one of the Marist boys there in Hugh. And the rain is starting to come down quite heavy here at the THC.
That must have come off Finn's stick there with the missed trap. Keegan to take this one again. They've got a free hit there. They need to have someone in those attacking spots in the circle. Otherwise, it will just go.
Oh, harsh challenge there with Marist working it in.
Well done
and
there.
A corner forced. So I would presume Johnson will have another chance to score here and get one back on GYC.
Rain's starting to come down a little bit. Hopefully, it doesn't slow it down too much. But fortunately, both these teams like to get the ball in the air anyway, so it shouldn't impact them overly. Mike McDevitt coming back, most likely to probably run a 1 or a 2, very quick runner. And you just look at that PCD, they're all Premier League players. Harry Winch on the post with Finn Gregson. Pushed by Braden.
Puts it to Johnson. A great save from Winch, but the follow-up.
Great save.
Johnson puts another one on the net.
With save there to send it out wide. I don't mind this by Marist, keeping it up here. They can get it going quickly. Well, there's no rush now actually because GYC are all back. But if you can see this, there's no one on the spot, no one on the post. So that's the first thing I'll be getting them to do. Because the last thing you want to do is, again, have the ball go past the far post.
Great ball in. I don't think it was touched, unfortunately. 16's the call.
I think that's going to be one of Grant Sims' main things at half-time. Is we just got to get people into those spots. Mike McDevitt down the left side, it's very quick.
Oh, I'd be almost calling obstruction there. But Johnson mopping up at the back and finding one of his teammates here at right half. Looking to work it forward. Unfortunately finds Cooper instead. And a bit too much on that pass, looking for McDevitt.
We're just past halfway in the first half, and the score is 2-0 to GYC. Braden Hine with the ball, finds the inner there. Great work there by the Marist boys to find the free hit. Braden Hine's played a few games in GNL this year. He's been a key player in the Div 2 this year for Smithton. So he's having a great year.
You're a Smithton local, aren't you, Keegan?
That's it.
Representing.
Great club. Using some great players up and coming. You in this team as well.
Cooper just finding his feet there. Uses Winch back out at the 25. And a huge kick from the goalkeeper from Marist.
Just as an example, you look at their attacking corner when they've got the ball just outside compared to when Marist have it. The spot was really
spot and
congested.
back post both covered, yeah.
Yep, and it's what you want when you got someone like Harry Winch who can really send in a great, those
Crash
just
ball,
below
yeah.
knee balls in there. So Marist really need to get into those spots. But great work from Marist to keep that one out.
Sam Coleraine over the ball here, looking to force an attacking opportunity. Gets through a couple.
Great work by Braden. Keep that out. Chris Colerain's on this back post. Right? Ball's going to come across.
Again, Colerain over the ball. Elects to go back to Winch. And tries to find Chris Colerain. Ball comes out to Gregson. And Spandler now with an attacking opportunity. Gets the ball into the circle. Great defence again from Marist. And there'll probably be a free hit there, which they do. Overlapping right half, they could probably get him away here. Big overhead.
Right there by Marist. Got his right player there. It happens to be Keenan Johnson. It's a great matchup, Keenan and Nick Spandler in the midfield. They're both going to be midfield players for the state team this year, so both very quality ball runners. Oh, Nick's intercepted that one.
That's a great tackle.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I think he's also picked up a card with that tackle, which we up here in the box thought it was quite a clean and good tackle.
I don't think he did have the card. I think that he thought Mark gave him a card, but he didn't actually.
Still waiting confirmation there. It looks like Keenan's going to stay on the field.
This Colerain at the top, great defence there by Marist. Clears it out to pick it up again. Harry Winch. Finn Gregson probably doesn't need to be this far back. He'll probably push up and
a little bailout ball, and we'll look to go through Cooper. Ball finds Johnson here, and probably not the player that you want to be turning the ball over to.
Keenan's just had his 20-second card. He's back on the field. Finn Gregson on the ball. Got Tom there in the centre if he wants to find him.
He likes to go to Winch.
No rush there from the GYC back four. Very solid. Harry could probably work a little bit further. Ball comes through. March down the right side now. And he's confronted by Tommy.
Quite well there. Great ball back into the midfield. We've got Johnson there.
Unlucky little touch there from Braden, and it's going to be GYC's ball going forward. Harry Winch is on it. He's got space over the back if he wants to find Christmas Colerain. Or elects to go down to Cooper, but Braden high with the intercept. Tries to find Keenan.
He's been good back there at left half.
I know, he's very solid. He's actually got a really good slap. Stands out with those bright salmon-y coloured, probably red shoes. He's on the ball again. He's got Hugh Dwyer back if he wants. He likes to play on. And there's that slap there. It's not dangerous. Harry Winch is a postman. He should be able to trap that.
Nice tackle coming out of the fence. Had Tom Rasmussen away there and wants to get him the ball, and GYC got quite a bit of space going forward. They get it to Cooper. Good ball forward to Chris Colerain, and gets the ball into the circle. A little sticks check just outside, which will give GYC a good chance to go into the circle here. Cooper electing to play on and slaps to nobody.
I think he had the right idea. I think he thought Kane was overlapping there. Bit of a miscommunication. You think both being Northwest grads, first grade players, they probably would have had that.
The chemistry normally would be there on a Saturday, but
Huge wide down the sideline, luckily stopped by a bag that should probably be on the other side of the fence. Oh, look at Mark.
hopefully you can pick up the rain starting to trickle in. It's getting quite rough out here at the moment. Good build-up play here from GYC. Great tackle from Johnson, and he'll try and go forward through a wave of GYC players. Gets past two and wins a free hit. And Kane Shelverton just making a big tackle back there, getting the ball to Cooper, and
Probably costly here. Marist going forward very quickly.
good ball into the circle, just trapped by Harry Lynch.
Great ball
And
down
a
to
nice
Hugo.
little outlet tomahawk to Hugo.
Kane is on. He chooses not to overlap.
There's a few players forward if he tries to
Johnson.
find the pass.
And Aaron Kitchener's
Has
called
awarded a stroke there.
back with a stick.
A deliberate back of the stick, resulting in a penalty stroke.
Expect Harry Winch to take this one.
Have a little look here on our replay. Ooh. Maybe just catching the back of the stick.
Just before that, I think another player we should watch for Marist is certainly Tyson Johnson, number 17. He did that quick run there from 50 to 25, so certainly a lot of pace. So it'd be good to see Keegan and him link up a little bit more, do that little two-man game up the field.
And the GYC boys just not sure who was going to take it, but Harry Winch will step up.
Bottom left.
And slot it in the bottom left corner.
Def Taxes and Harry Winch scoring his strokes. Very good player.
Marist to get us back underway here.
Hugh Dwyer having a very good game so far.
Very, very good.
Well.
Can throw that overhead. Great little slider through there and finds number 8.
Here you go, Alan. Great ball runner as well. Has Mike there, a lot of space in front of him. He's got Coop on the right, did he see him? He does. He's got Keegan Johnson there, so if I'd be GIC, I'd be getting it out of there as quickly as I can.
Good tackle from Johnson there. Coming into the last 5 minutes, they find Sam Coleraine, who sticks the drag. Oh, he does, yeah, he does have the blue shoes. I'm looking for that bailout ball, but it finds Johnson, who will probably look to counter-attack, I would imagine, here with his pace. Finds one of his other strikers. A good little roll. And I think that'll probably be a long corner. It's just taking a little touch. Or not.
I reckon if Marist looked to grab the ball, Marist probably would have given him the long corner there. Finn gets it going pretty early, finds Mike McDevitt. He's got space in front of him, but again, if I'm GIC, I'm probably not getting the ball anywhere near Keegan. I'm overlapping with my left half here. Anyway, finds Coops down the line. On
Great tackle
by
from
Dwyer.
Hugh Dwyer there.
Harry Winch, central. Backs infield. Opts to go back. It looks like it might. Oh. Mike gets it going quickly. A lot of space in front of him. Very quick play. He just needs to opt to hit the burners a little bit quicker. And he probably doesn't bring those Marist players even into that contest just then.
Little crash ball in. Probably could have been judged as dangerous. Does.
Yeah, they've called that. These GIC players are certainly getting into all the right spots. No surprise there though, because you see the amount of goals that Tom Rasmussen and those guys have scored in Premier League.
Absolutely, and we've got Johnson away on a fast break here after getting probably unlucky not to get the free hit there. And GYC will try and come out through Winch, finds his Derwent teammate in Hugo Alarm.
Good control there from Mike. It's called for the danger there. Not long now till we've got half time.
And Hugh Dwyer there bringing the ball out of defence. McDevitt getting another touch in the midfield here. Seems to be a fair bit of space through there. Marist will probably look to tighten that up in the second half. Finds Rasmussen, who will probably look to use his pace here. He's pretty quick. Go around the back. And good defence from the Marist boys back there, double teaming.
Again, here I'd get Finn up a little bit. We've got him the ball now. No rush here, walk it up a little bit. There's a dangerous pass. It gets there in the end. Mike's got Coops through if he gets in. Intercepted there by Marist, and Kitchener's given it to Marist. No complaints there from GYC.
I'll try try and get their left half away maybe here.
Looks like Hughes taking his headband.
Through Cooper, who also has the NBA sleeve on, I believe. A little shooting sleeve.
Great ball there. He was looking for Hugo then in the circle. We've been doing that a fair bit of crash ball there, which is great because, again, we've already pointed out that they've got all those players in those spots. Not long now until the sign will go.
And the boys are already walking off. They're not going to worry about that ball. There we have it for first half. So GYC up 3-0 at the moment.
Yes.
Goals from Tom Rasmussen, Hugo Alarm, and a penalty stroke from Harry Winch.
I'm glad you remembered that. I was just thinking, who scored? We might have a quick 2-minute break and we'll be back with the broadcast shortly. Thanks. All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Thank you to Quoll Projects for providing the broadcast. We're here for the SATIS Boys Grand Final between GYC and Marist. At the moment it is 3-0. My name is Keegan, Popowski, and I'm again joined with George Wilkinson. What do you think of the game so far?
It's been, pretty good outlook from the first whistle. We've seen both GYC and Marist have equal chances. GYC have been able to put a few early goals on the board, which obviously makes it a little bit hard for Marist. And we're just looking to get back underway here in the second half. Marist probably want to start pretty strong. If they get an early goal on the board, I think it's definitely game on from there.
What do you think Grant Sims says at halftime to his Marist boys?
I would probably be saying firstly that for the team that they're coming up against, it's been a really, really strong first half. I think they definitely look really strong when they get that early overhead away and try and get the ball into Johnson and players like that. I think the main thing will be for them is to use the autoplay, because they allow GYC to get set up defensively. Makes it a little bit hard for them to penetrate through, but also just having those attacking options covered, so that the far post and the spot, as we've been talking about in the first half, and just looking for that crash ball, a little deflection in.
Certainly. Just one thing we didn't notice at the start is Willem Dwyer, brother of Hugh Dwyer, is actually out this game. So he's another GNL player from Marist who they'd be missing, a handy striker who would certainly be getting to those spots and posts. I played a game with him. He scored a great tomahawk against Bernie Backers. So unfortunately he's not here today due to injury. But we're here to start the second half, and Keegan sends it forward straight away just past Tom. I don't mind this. Again, Marist want the ball up in their front forward 50 to force turnovers and hopefully score from that.
He's been pretty influential in the first half, Keegan Johnson, so we'll probably look to get a fair bit of the ball on his stick in this second half and get Marist back in the game. GYC with a huge ball forward, finding McDevitt, and he'll look to run the baseline, but just getting tackled by the Marist defender there, and they will win a free hit.
Big call there by Aaron Kitchener past the 25-yard line. I couldn't see what it was for, but look, I'm going for Marist, so I don't mind. Hugh Dwyer to bring that back into play, finds... Is that... It's hard to see their numbers from here. Harry Winch sends it over sideline past Keegan Johnson, and it looks like Hugh's going to take that again. Very condensed press here by GYC. We've got Braden Hine on the left side.
It's creeping up, isn't he?
Can get that through. But
Unfortunately, Spandler, who passes the ball to Winch. Good tackle there from number 17.
Tyson Johnson. Having a great game as well. A lot of speed from Tyson.
Pace, yeah.
So, very good hockey family there. And Harry Winch going forward. Great ball into space for Hugo Allen, who has got...
Yamato O'Keefe.
Yeah.
Just trickling into the circle there.
Mike McDevitt running around. Great skills. Has he got time for a shot there? Great little touch there from Marist, and it's going to be a long corner. Very dangerous. Mike is there, especially when he gets the ball in the air. Great skills. Looks like Tom Rasmussen's going to be on the ball. He's going to send it back to Harry Winch. Probably going to be a crash ball here. Coleraine are in great spot. That's Yama who sends it, but Braden Hine puts it straight onto his foot. Very good game so far from Hiney.
Dwyer to bring it back in. Goes for the overhead. Doesn't quite get all of it.
Expandler.
A good tackle there from... I don't know if even thought he ran that over the sideline, but no complaints from Marist.
Keeper here should send it back out. Great press here from Marist to Winch. He's got Gregson there. Doesn't need to overcomplicate it at the moment. He's got, it looks to be Sam Corrin on the left, but it looks like what Marist are doing right now is their wings are a lot tighter on their halfbacks, which I don't mind because, like I suggested they tuck them in, but it's forcing GYC to play it through the middle.
Yeah.
And Keenan and Hugh are making those
Great
big tackles.
Tackle from Johnson here, and he'll look to
Lot of
make
pace
the
here.
most of this fast break opportunity. Gets through 2 or 3 of them. And I would say that will be a yellow card's being given there for Michael McDevitt, and I believe that's for going to ground, which we now know in this modern day rules you can't do it.
Like, it might be a clean tackle, but we're really trying to get that going to ground out of the game. Just dangerous for everyone. And the
I would have
person,
thought it would be a free hit in the middle, but
back to Dwyer. Marist really got to make the most of having this.
great little ball into the midfield. Nice little 1-2 there. And Johnson just getting through and getting the free hit, which is well done.
Braden's on there for a little back pass, and he's got a powerful slap, as we know.
Here we have a look at it. Great ball down the line. And just unable to keep it down in the corner there. So GYC will bring it back in through Angus Cooper.
Straight out to Winch. He's got Sam on his left. Opts to pop it over to Tom. And he's got one of the Coleraines there for a 2-on-1. But Hugh Dwyer's
Rasmussen driving forward very, very quick. Just maybe a little bit too quick for him, and the ball just trickles over the baseline. You probably look to see both teams using the overhead in the second half here as the rain continues to fall down. tends to hold up a little bit if you play it on the ground.
Hugo just pops it past Hugo's left foot there and finds Tyson. Nice little jab there from Sam Coleraine, and he's back down the left side. He's got Tom on the infield and Nick Spandler. Opts to come in and find Spandler eventually. Spandler just coming through the centre.
Great ball in and a great diving deflection from Yamato O'Keefe. He'd be unhappy not to see that one go in the back of the net.
If I'm the goalkeeper for Marist, I would be livid about my marking there. A little bit of ball watching there. When they've got 4 defenders in the circle and the one attacker gets a stick on the ball, how does it happen?
Winch working the ball into the circle. Great little jab tackle there from Dwyer.
I don't think Winch was ever tomahawking that. He always wants the PC because he knows it's going to the top and he's getting a flick.
Foot, I reckon. Yep.
If I'm Marist, I'm going quick before Winch and that comes back.
And they get the ball to Johnson, and he'll probably look to use his pace here, which he does. Doesn't get a free hit, which is probably a bit unlucky. Dwyer with a great ball down the line. Just looking to hold it up, and Johnson will probably take this one.
So Tyson's going to be on the ball, just outside the 25 again, and they just need to get people in the circle. Even though GUSC are full of Premier League players, I'm back into mistrap few of them. Harry Winch with the intercept. Infield to Nick Spandler. Should cut infield.
Great tackle from Johnson. Just unlucky not to regain control of it.
Nick Spandler gets going straight away, finds Tom through the centre. A lot of space in front of him, but here comes Keegan as well. Made a lot of big tackles there.
Great tackle, unlucky with that one.
Big call there by Mark Kitchener, but Coops gets it going straight away. Sends it into the hot spot, and again...
Heine back there, mopping up. He's been very, very good back there.
I tell you what,
all day.
Smithton teaches that pretty well, those intercepts. Anyway, Cooper's on the right side. He's got 3 Marist players in front of him, so I'd expect him to send it straight out to Finn. Either way, he can just slap straight through to Harry Winch. It's coming through on the left side. It's going to be a crash ball unless he opts to tomahawk, but he might want that PC.
Doesn't really want the tomahawk. Trying to play it out, and Marist are able just to clear the ball out through there.
Might even be Marist. What was that off a? Must have been off a GYC player.
Touch.
And Hugh opts to overhead again.
And they're the ones that you probably want to bank on if you're Marist. Just a little mistrap will help you get the ball into the circle and give you a nice little opportunity. Unlucky with
must
that,
have been a little bit of
touch.
contact from Hugh onto Hugo Allen there. But Sam's on the ball. He's got Harry Winch and he's still with a lot of space.
And Yamato O'Keefe here with the ball in the circle, and will get a long corner, unable to get the shot away.
Tom Rasmussen's on the ball. He's got Sam on the left side, or Coops there as well. To go left. Gets to Sam eventually. Not much on in front of him, but finds Hugo just past the T-spot. Hugo's going to arc around. A little bit of queuing in there. He's got his right half here quickly if he wants to go, and then Coops is on down the line.
Which they go to him. And a great little tackle from the young side from Marist down there.
Unfortunately, Coops has the longest reach in Tasmania, so he got that one back. Great tackle there by Keenan Johnson. He's going to clear this with a tomahawk. Not intentionally raised it, so that one's going to be clear. It's going to be Guilford's ball down here at the centre line. For me, though, like if I'm Marist, I'm trying to win this game, so...
Committing an extra number forward.
Yeah, I'm at the moment, it doesn't look like there's too much pressure on their press. If they concede another 2 goals, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
Like you're here to win the state grand final. Again, we talked about that earlier. If they are throwing those overheads, they need to be within that 5 yards because the umpires are going to give them a free straight away. And that way you don't have to worry about if you trap it or not. Hugh tries to send it straight away. Nick Spandler mistraps there actually with his foot. He's got a good tackle there by Mike, just fighting his stick in. He's got Tom
He's
there.
got Tom there, doesn't use him, runs the ball himself, and finds Chris Quoll, Rain, and Hugo Alarm will get his second goal of the day. Again, Keegan, you'll probably be a little bit unhappy with the marking there, getting a nice little shot, pretty much uncontested at the spot.
Yeah, it's hard. Like Marist had just
Committed a few forward.
Yeah, they thought they had the turnover, so they were going forward quite quickly. And those, like you said, those first grade Premier League players know what spots they have to get into really quickly. They got to the, just inside the T spot, and they got to the two spots they need to get to, and then it's a simple trap and pass, and just a push in from Hugo. Anyway, Marist have still got the ball here. I'm not counting them out. I'd really like to see them score a goal here.
Still plenty of time. Keegan looking for a big challenge there just to try and regain possession. Get Shelton with the ball down in the corner there, and Dwyer unable to hold onto the ball. GYC free hit just outside the circle.
Winch going through the centre. As you can see, they're all getting into the right spots. Expandler. Ooh. Mars should quickly get it going here again. They should be pushing here for the win. Huge rise on the ball.
Great ball.
Which is great. If I'm Mars, I'm splitting this straight away. Don't want it to get across to Harry Winch. He's driving through the middle pretty well. It just depends if Mars want to try and push to get a goal on the board at all.
Obviously pretty hard for Marist. I think they're very quality opposition in GYC today. Quite a lot of them are used to the state hockey format and have played at national tournaments before, so they are, I guess, fighting an uphill battle, but they have definitely shown the likes to be able to get the ball forward, and Hugo Alarm
has a hat trick
today.
He'll be stoked about that. He was certainly nervous before the game when I spoke to him earlier. He said he's never been so nervous for a game of hockey.
Marist getting us back underway here.
And that's Sam Coleraine down the left side.
Got Spandler in the middle, tries to force it through, and
Foot, and they're going to call that one back.
Overlapping right half here in for GYC, and again Johnson just trying to work the ball out, wins a free hit as he's done all day.
Still a little space over there. Mara should try to push up a little bit higher. Looks like it's going to be Sam Coleraine on the ball. Even here you can see Marsh drop away, and they've got GYC have got Mike and Nick Spandler there in the centre of the field with heaps of space. Two very quick ball runners, so you can't afford to give that much for them to Harry Winch. He's got his right fullback there with a lot of space.
Tries to force it, finds O'Keefe.
It's set by the Marist player. It comes back straight to Yama. Tom Rasmussen picks the ball up going forward. We know he's very quick. Sends it through to Kane. He's got numbers coming through here. Mike and Harry Winch is coming through in the centre. Sends it back out to Sam. Again, no rush for GYC. They've got quite the lead at the moment. Here come Marsh down the right side.
And a little free hit, little infringement from Rasmussen there. GYC up 5-0 with 12 minutes left to play here in the second half.
Just send it back with Kane. Saw that come in from a mile away. Good pressure there from Tyson Johnson. He sends it infield. Sam Coleraine, Chris Coleraine with the ball rain. Sends it back to Kane. Good pressure there, and Aaron Kitchener's called a free hit there just outside the 25. You watch these GYC players get straight into those scoring spots. Kane's getting in the circle.
Only two players from GYC back at the moment, so they've committed quite a few forward. Marist get the ball here, which they do. They probably want to go pretty quickly. Dwyer, if he can get an overhead away or find Johnson in the middle, which he does.
Good tackle there by Mike. And they're going to go forward very quickly. 2-on-1 there.
Fair way away from where the free hit was. But
Mike McDevitt loves getting the ball in the air,
just a little fresh airy.
just not when it's going towards goals. And well done there from Marist.
They've got a few players on the left here if they can get an early slap away. Dwyer goes for the overhead. And Marist just unlucky to lose the ball there. Back to Winch. Finds Rasmussen in the midfield, who then finds Quoll, who drives into the circle.
We've got Nick there.
Gets Shelverton the ball, and it's a great
It's going to be a PC.
save from the keeper. Unfortunately, it's just got stuck in his pads. And GYC will get one of their first corners of the day, I would imagine.
Yes, I think we saw Harry Winch did one flick, didn't he? Already?
Yeah, not too sure. I think they might have had one in the first quarter. Yeah, I think it was saved off the line by the keeper, actually.
Not long to go, 9 minutes. I'd like to see, especially towards the end of the game, it's always a good thing to see your Year 12 students on the park as well, especially in their last game. If GYC do have a bit of a lead, I'll be trying to get all those Year 12 students a goal to send them off. So we've got Nick Spanley to push out. Probably going to go to Tom with Harry Winch on the flick. Luckily, Marist placement did get a stick to it, but too much power from Harry Winch and hitting the gym, getting his guns going, and drills that one into the backboard. So that's his second goal. No doubt Harry Winch will be wanting his hat-trick as well. Keegan sends it back to, I think that's Tyson. Hard to see his number. Puts it onto Chris's foot. Sends it back to his brother.
Ooh. Johnson breaking through 2 and 3 defenders and then earning a free hit.
Just feels like doing some cone work at the moment. Just letting them know that, you know,
Which is hats.
well, you might be winning, but I'm probably still the best player on the field.
He's been very, very good today. He's been dribbling past quite a number of those GYC defenders.
No, I just want to keep it here. No fouls, so they don't want that. And they've done well. They want to get going forward. Expand left falling over. Unlike him.
Went to O'Keefe there, just forcing a free hit. Allows Spanler to run forward and
Well intercepted by that nice player. Yama goes to the safety of the sideline with that one. The game's not quite over yet, but if you were to give 3-2-1 for both teams, like who would you give it to? Go one first.
one first. It's a tough one. I think that the Marist keeper has been pretty good in keeping. Although yes, there has been 6 goals for GYC, but it could have been plenty more. So I think he's definitely deserving of a vote there. Number 2, I think there's been quite a few. I mean, Winchy's been pretty good out of defence. Probably have to say Tom Rasmussen going forward. He's been pretty electric with his pace, so I'd give him 2. And I think Johnson has been influential for Marist, so I'd have to say he'd be best on ground for me today.
Certainly, I think any other game, there's so many GYC players that could be dominant. Mike McDevitt could score a heap of goals in a game. Keegan scored a hat-trick today. Either of the Quoll can step up and be the best player in any game at any given time. The other person I'd probably point out, Hugh Dwyer's done well with his outletting.
Yeah.
But Braden Hine, we've called his name a little bit, and he's made a number of intercepts. And got, especially in the first half, he was making some great balls down the line. So I don't think Marist lose too many players from this team. Keenan's still here next year, so I'd like to see how they go next year as well.
Double battery here in the
T2
T2 goes to Quoll.
Great rundown by
running
Keenan.
down. And a little touch from Alarm there between Damien.
Yama scores a goal, but Hugo was on his guts trying to get his 4th goal. I'll just check the replay.
Ball does bobble up there a little bit.
Off the keeper. Back to Keegan. Back to Rugby Tyson to Dwyer. Hugo. Oh, hit the back of his stick is the call by Mark. I think that is certainly the right call. Certainly can't sense any of Hugo's nerves that he was talking about. I think he must have got them out in his under-18 grand final the other night, which obviously won 2-1 against Diamondbacks. Harry Winch going down the left side, pushes it out to Mike McDevitt. Unlike him to play half-back, usually a bit of a striker in Premier League. Gets back to Harry Winch. He is on Keenan. Mike's the obvious option here, but he chooses to send it into Nick Spanley. Got some great baseline skills and a great tackle there from Dwyer. It's a long corner there. Looks like Mike McDevitt is going to be on it. If I'm Coops, I'm getting all the way up here, or Harry Winch to stand in that crash ball. Looks like it's going to be Harry Winch.
They use Cooper. Gets the ball out wide to Gregson.
Ben Gregson. Love to see him get a goal in this game. It is his last.
And another goal there from
Chris
Coleraine.
Christmas Coleraine. Also having a great game.
A lovely little touch there.
A number of these players will be playing on Saturday.
And Sunday.
Saturday against yourself in the first grade grand final. I think was it Kane and Cooper?
Kane, Cooper and Yamato O'Keefe will all be instrumental for Northwest in the final. And there's a pretty strong Derwin outfitting as well, from what I hear.
Yes, I think this game will be thin. Both the Coleraines and, of course, Hugo. And hopefully you'll have a goal fest. Well, obviously not hopefully for you. Good run here from Keenan.
Oh, I think he's unlucky not to get a corner there. Nice little burst of pace going forward.
Little chat there from Coops Keenan. I wonder what he's saying there. It'll all be friendly banter, no doubt.
Absolutely.
They were also teammates in the under-18 state team and 16s last year. Intercepted there by Sam Coleraine. GYC don't want to let up just yet.
Great little drag there from Johnson. Gets it to his brother, who will look to force it forward. Gets past Cooper, and unlucky that umpire Aaron Kitchener blew that one just as he was lining up for a tomahawk. He would have loved to have ripped that one, I'm pretty sure.
A few players looking at the clock, which means we've probably got about 2 minutes left. Keenan, he wants the PC.
Drives baseline.
Well done.
Very, very well worked corner. Keegan's pretty happy with that one.
Fist pump. It's good. I want to see a Keenan drag flick. Wouldn't mind even seeing Hugh Dwyer coming up on the battery. There's no point sitting back here. If I was in this team, I'd be saying it's going to be one left to me.
Yep.
I'd be calling it. Braden Hines up there. He's been pushing out well all game. Going to be the Johnson brothers at the top. Tyson, of course, trapping. Doesn't look like there's too much of an option for a variation. I think Keenan just wants them to let him know that. I'll see what he does here first.
Good push. Goes one right, and it was a well-worked variation, giving the person on one right a lot of time.
Keenan Johnson, great team player, coached him for the Northwest team. Similar to, who was it in the last game? Mia takes on a few players and finds the pass pretty well.
Good tackle from Johnson to win the ball back in the middle and beating Spanler.
Good picks up the scraps.
I'd be saying there's a free hit
An
there.
infringement, and Mark Kitchener does call that one. Not long now. Hugh Dwyer wants to get it going.
Just getting chased down at the back, but Marist have got 3 players going forward here. If they can use it, they do. Gets it to Johnson. He's got his brother open at the top of the circle if he can get it to him. There's got to be a corner in there, and I'd be even warning about a card, but
If I was him, I would have been pretending like I was doing a shot, and then would that be a strike? Is that?
yeah, if it's a definite impediment as you're in the shooting motion, it'll be a straight for sure.
No rush there for GYC to make that tackle, but
Last few minutes there can't be too long. I think I would probably be saying around the last 30 seconds or so.
GYC want to keep this as a scoreless
Clean
game
sheet.
And then
Keeper very, very offset here, almost on the right post.
big break there from Mike. If they were going to do a variation, it would be on now, but
I reckon Keenan, with one less runner, you would hope wants to flick this one in the
Nick
goals.
Stanley's going to run out pretty hard, and Keenan's going to drag around him, and he's going to flick it in. That's my call. He heard it here first.
There's the drag. Unlucky not to get that shot away. And it results in GYC coming out through Gregson.
Gregson wants one more goal here.
Ooh,
Mustn't be long left. Great
great
tackle
tackle.
there. Good work right there from the Marist team. Good pick there by Hugh Dwyer. Always working hard. Mike McDevitt sends it through to Tommy. He can just tomahawk that if he wants.
Doesn't want it.
Hugh Dwyer mopping it up.
Ooh,
Bit of a fake, unintentionally.
gets the free hit. Is there an opportunity for a counter attack?
It's going to be time, and congratulations to the winner of the SATIS Boys 2020 Grand Final, Guilford Young College, and that concludes today's Grand Finals. We've already gone through the best players, but what was your highlights of the match?
I think obviously for Yamato O'Keefe scoring, obviously a pretty big, tough week for him, and coming out today and scoring was a really good honour, I think, for his brother there. Obviously, Keenan Johnson in the middle there, running around. He was pretty influential for Marist. Unfortunately, couldn't get any on the scoreboard, but had a ripper of a game as well.
Yeah. Like Braden Johnson's going to love the shout out. Anyway, well, thanks to Quoll Projects for providing the broadcast, and to Hockey Tasmania for hosting the stream. Hopefully we can see a little bit more of this. It's always good to get some more exposure for hockey, which is fantastic. From me and George, thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Let's have both toes out. Come out, guys. Thanks everyone for coming out today. Not the best day have this event, but all the same we're lucky on these unofficial terms. Still we have a place for body hockey, so thanks Marist for coming down guys. Good effort. You're playing against quite big guys that are playing in the home rugby league, so kudos to you guys. Really good skills here, got great players there, so really took it up and well done. Good effort. Congratulations, Guilford, great results. I'll hand it to the chair of the
Thanks very much, Damien. Great combination today, and firstly, congratulations to both sides to win your North and South titles. Fantastic effort. And really like to think the crowd give us thanks for a great show. So put our hands together for the players that are putting on a good spectacle. The great thing about the SATIS final program today, you'll watch it all virtually, so jumping between venues, between basketball, soccer, hockey. I'd like to thank our guys for the coverage on today. It's fantastic as I remember in the car and watching the hockey and watching soccer or basketball presenting these pieces. Obviously a great game today. I asked the players to put their hands together for their staff, their parents and everyone's got here. Makes a fantastic effort to put it together. And also I'd like to especially thank the sports coordinators of both schools for putting that together, and also Emma and Johnson for putting the program together. Big thank you to the refs today, and also to Tasmania for providing such a wonderful venue for us to have this combination of the year. Finally, I'd like to ask the captain of Guilford to come forward and receive the SATIS trophy.
Thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks for doing great. Thanks for coming all the way down. Playing with you guys with different competitions. Thanks for everyone for putting competition out together. Really helps out and well done boys.
Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone guys for today. Keegan, Popowski, Smith and Ladd. We're playing out here now, and George Wilkinson and Scott Edwards. So thanks guys. We're done for today. Thanks everyone.